What's good? What's happening, everybody? You already know who this is, and it's definitely your favorite soulful child. Yes, I come back to you once again at the P.E.G podcast, y'all, where we spread unity, positive energy, and we give back not only facts and resources, but we give y'all the hottest artists of the week coming out with bangers. And hey, we just out here giving y'all more motivation. And look, I got a special guest for y'all. Dr. Stepheny Finnie is in the building, y'all. In the building. And yo, she's not only an HBCU alumni, but she's out here showing so many women and sharing with women around the world about how to be more careful about their hygienic and be careful about the products they put in their body. So we're going to dive into it today and get to learn a little bit about Miss Finnie. Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. How about you guys?
We're good. We're good.
Amazing. Yes.
This was definitely something I feel like all women should know. And I feel like men should know too, so we all can be aware what we actually put in our body, what they say is safe is not safe. So this is a hygienic lesson for all women around the world. And look, the more you guys tap in, you'll be able to tap in with Miss Finnie toward the end, get her social media, and be able to get connected with her even after the podcast. So, Miss Finnie, how about we go take a little second and give it back to the Most High, and we go, hey, whatever y'all believe in, go ahead, pray to it. I'm not disrespecting nobody beliefs. It's all about unity, but we're gonna give back to the Most High, and I'm gonna ask Miss Finnie to give us an amazing word of prayer so that we can dive into what she got for us today on the P.E.G podcast.
Absolutely. I'll be glad to do that. Okay. Father God, we thank you for this day. Lord God, we thank you for waking us up this morning, and we thank you for being able to connect even through the lines of the internet, Father God. We know that without you, none of this would be possible. In the name of Jesus, I thank you for this platform. I thank you for allowing these two young ladies to be able to do what they do, Father God. I ask that you would continue to bless them and to keep your mighty hand around them and to keep them covered and to order their steps, Father God. Father God, I thank you for just being who you are and for allowing us to exist in a time such as this. I thank you for what you are allowing me to do through this platform. And I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart will be acceptable in your sight. These things I lift up in your son, Christ Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Yo, y'all not turned up by now off the prayer, man. Y'all want to stay connected with us and be on to the P.E.G podcast and know more about Miss Finnie. So, Miss Stepheny Finnie, let us know. Today we're going to talk about you being a doctor of resources. That's the name of the segment for today. And what better way to dive into hygienic ways than with the doctor? You know what I'm saying? So, Dr. Finnie, let everybody know who you are, where you come from. Let them know what is the mission behind what you came to talk about today.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Dr. Stepheny Finnie. I will caveat, I'm not a medical doctor, but I do have a PhD. I just want to be clear. And you see that when you go to my social media handles, I'm very clear on that. Nevertheless, I am here to talk about women's health. As mentioned before, I am an HBCU graduate. And, the funny thing about that is I never went into college or came with the mind that I was going to attend a HBCU. It just kind of happened. I went to the campus. I enjoyed it. And I thought, it felt more comfortable. It felt like home. So I said, okay, I'm just going to settle in here and graduated. So it was a great experience, great 4 years. And then as time went on, as you start to go through your life as a woman, I was having problems with feminine care from the age of 14 on up. And I just assumed that you were supposed to go through the things that you go through during that time. I thought you were supposed to have excruciating cramps and heavy feminine flows. And then when I turned 40, after having two children and, being married and, but what we do as women, we just keep pushing through. We go through what we go through and we still go to the games and the dance practices and nobody knows what's going on with us because we suffer in silence. And so then I turned 40 and I started having something extra go on, like more than heavy feminine flows and excruciating cramps. So I went to my gynecologist, and to make a long story short, after 3 days and 3 back-to-back blood work exams and test results, I found out that I was having an allergic reaction to my feminine care and that I needed to stop using the product that I had been using from age 14 to 40 immediately.
Wow.
That's almost 20 some plus years.
21 years to be exact. And I was forced to find something else. And the crazy thing about it, I'm just being honest, I probably would have never thought anything about it if she hadn't told me that, because I'm thinking you go to the store and you buy the products and you assume that what you get is quality stuff because you don't know any better. But then as you do your research, you find out that the FDA is not required to regulate our feminine care in the United States. So they can put anything in our products, and they do. In fact, a lot of the ones who manufacture the products over the counter also put money into the creams and the medications that we use. So they make money on both sides, because remember, there's more money to be made in keeping people sick than it is to help people get well.
Wow, that is so crazy. They're willing to damage so many people's bodies and health just for money. That is so crazy. So when you went to college, did you know that this was something that you wanted to do? Or you had to go through that whole experience of being in a situation yourself, having kids yourself, and then learning about the resources?
The latter, going through all the life experiences, learning about the resources myself, which is why I'm putting the information out there, because, you know, there are times where I'm like, oh my gosh, you could have made a change so much sooner. Why do we think that it's us? Why do we think, oh, it's that time of the month, I'm supposed to go through all of this? We just assume that. And I asked someone that a question on one of my IG lives, because I do an IG live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, titled, Do You Know What's in Your Feminine Care? And I brought that up, and one lady said, you know, I think it's because if you're in your Bible, if you've ever read your Bible, it talks about Adam and Eve and how they ate the apple. And so she's supposed to have pains of childbirth. So you just assume that having the pains of that time of the month it just goes along with it, and you're just supposed to deal with it. And I'm like, you know, I never really thought about it like that, but maybe that is why we do that. I don't know. But I tell you what, the devil is a lie. And you need to research your feminine care and know what's in your products, because hopefully if you know better, you'll do better. Because the product that I use, which is Rain Feminine Care, oh my gosh, changed my whole cycle. I no longer have excruciating cramps. I still have cramps, but I don't cramp as much as I used to. My feminine flows are manageable. I still flow heavy on my first 2 days, but not heavy like I used to. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm very transparent, because I feel like if we don't put the conversation out there, then people are just going to continue to suffer in silence, because a lot of women do not want to talk about this. I find more men that are willing to talk about this than women.
And it was like having
I'm very transparent about it. I don't sugarcoat anything at all. Sometimes she's like, filter. I'm like, I mean, we all go through it.
Yeah, she'll get so into it. I'm like, okay, you know, like, no, I'm just saying. I was like, well, you know, I didn't want the visuals, but like you said, even in the military, when certain people would go beyond, you can tell they don't want to tell. They don't want to tell the male NCOs. And now I was the person like, oh well, guess what? Today's my monthly cycle. And they look at me like, what you say? You heard me. Hey, I'm on my period, and I do not feel like running. I got to use the bathroom, and I would say it out loud to it and make them uncomfortable until they let me go use the bathroom. Thank you, sir. That's all I wanted, you know. So I, like you said, because so many women, they're scared, and I had to learn quick. It's nothing to be scared about. No. It's normal, and if you're someone that's open about it, or you've been a bully about it, it's like, if you're a woman and you're going through those things and you think it's not normal, then why are you really scared of being a woman? That's all a woman. And men shouldn't be one that's so open to talk about it, right? Because they don't
know. But you know what I found is that, because we actually have a lot of men that do what I do, meaning they are ambassadors for this feminine care company, which is a Black-owned feminine care company out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yes. Yes. And, you know, the men are like, you know what? I hate to see my wife go through what she go through every month. I hate to see my daughter go through that. And then when they find out about this and they try it and they see, oh my gosh, you know, my daughter's not in pain, my wife isn't in pain, then they're like, oh yeah, I want to find out about that company. I want to be an ambassador. I want to spread the message. They will talk all day. And I'll be like, you know what? I would think you had a cycle. The way you
like,
talking about this.
Maybe because they don't have the emotion attached to it, you know.
Maybe.
Some women have the emotion attached to it.
Or embarrassment.
Yeah, they don't really know, you know.
Don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Talking about other things on their side, they're gonna be like, no, we don't want to talk about that. Yeah. We don't want to talk. That's pretty cool. So what are the product that you use versus product that you actually started off using?
Got it. Well, I'm going to show you these real quick. And then if you don't mind, I'm going to do an actual demonstration. I'm going to show you what's in these products, because I feel like when people can see what's inside, then they'll get the visual. And that's what really got me to even try this product, was the visual. And then, of course, you know, we'll go through everything. But I start off on this black pack. This is our number one. It's okay. First of all, everything is $6 a package, so therefore you're not breaking the bank. It's very comparable to what you would pay at the store. Women know this. Okay, this one is our number one because it's super thin, very long, double wings. Women love this because, you know, when we cough, when we sneeze, the extra gush that comes, it gets all of that, of that.
Trying to cough lightly.
Yes. So I start on that. Then the next is our heavy pack, and you'll notice the packaging is very beautiful. The next is our moderate pack, which is just, you know, if you have an average flow, use that. It's not based on weight, meaning your size is based on your feminine flow. That's how you purchase. And then we have panty liners. We have regular panty liners and panty liners with wings. These are my favorites because they have a little bit extra cushion to them, and then they are a little bit longer with wings. Panty liners with wings. Everything is non-toxic and chemical free. So I'm going to get into my demonstration. No better time than now. I'm going to start off by just talking to you about your packaging. Okay. Now, this is an over-the-counter brand. This is the product that I actually use from age 14 to 40. And I won't give the name because people will probably say, oh, I know that brand. But you can see that it's actually open when you take it out the package, and you can see the sanitary napkin right there. Okay. Now, there are two things to this. Let's be real. When we go to the bathroom, we take this out our purse. We do this. We hope nothing from the bottom of the purse got inside, the crumbs and things, and we use it. You know I'm telling you. You know I'm telling. Okay. Now, truthfully, well, that's truthfully too, but there's a medical component to this, in that this has to be open in this way because of all the toxins and the chemicals that are inside of this product. It can't be sealed all the way. It has to breathe.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yes. Now I'm going to take one of ours out of the package, the moderate pack, and show you that it's sealed. It's sealed here. Then you break the little pink part, you open it here, and then you have to open it here. So it's sealed all the way. And so, of course, if we go to the bathroom, we don't have to do all this. We just use it. But medically speaking, this doesn't have to breathe. It's already breathing because it's non-toxic and chemical free. So it can be sealed in this way.
Yeah. That's messed up already.
Just think about how
this packaging is messed up. Like you said, the toxins we already done to ourselves at the age. In school, they uses those brands. Like, you have accidents in school, and when they teach you how to actually be careful in school, females, when they divide the classes, those are the brands they actually use. That's messed up.
That is true. That is true. And I've got both of these here. I want to show you something else. Okay, packaging. I didn't think about this. I should have done it before I took it apart, but we're all good. Make sure you read the labels on your packaging. Make sure that you understand all of the ingredients that are in your feminine care. Like this says 3D suspension with wings to prevent leaks. Soft cotton top layer provides ultimate comfort. Nobel Prize winning graphene infused strip. It tells you what's inside. If you get your packaging and you see that it says some words that you can't pronounce, first of all, consult a medical professional. Second of all, if you still don't understand, don't buy it, because that's telling you that it's something in it. It's kind of like if you go to the store and, you know, we look at the ingredients on the food that we eat, but we don't look at the ingredients on our feminine care. We just pick it up and go.
Right.
Okay.
That's what we do.
That's it. Also, make sure you check for manufacturer and expiration dates. That packaging for the one over the counter, doesn't have a manufacturer or expiration date on the packaging, but Rain Feminine Care says manufactured 11/02/2020, expiration date 11/01/2023. It tells you manufacturer and expiration date. Do you ever check that on your feminine care?
No, I don't think they have. I don't think they have. You can like,
I look for food, but never thought about feminine products.
I don't think they have it on there, do they?
No,
not
at all.
Because I was just like, I've read the you know, the little paper that they leave in the inside of the box. Most people don't read it; they just throw it away. I read a while. What is it called? It's like when you get toxin in your body from the tampon. Yeah, it tell you about TSS. Yeah, and that used to freak me out as a kid. And I would go to my. Have you ever read? And she was like, yeah, that's a risk that we all have to take. Who? Why? I never got there. Like, she could never answer that for me because she said that's what she grew up on too. So she don't know any better. She don't know any other products. So like, I actually knew about the toxins because I read the paper inside the box.
Yeah, and toxic shock syndrome is real.
I watched this case where it was a cheerleader. She left hers in too long.
Yes.
Next morning, she was like, paralyzed because she had TSS.
Yes. And people are still losing limbs to this day. There's like a supermodel in 2018, I think it was 2017, 2018, that had both of her legs amputated because of toxic shock syndrome. Oh yeah, it's still happening. Especially with tampons. It's real.
Bro, and that's messed up, especially for heavy floors, because you have to use tampons and pads too.
I've heard that. I've heard of women using tampons and pads. That's crazy. I never had to do that, but that's crazy to use both. Yeah.
I feel some type of way now. This whole time we've been injecting toxin in our body and not knowing how harmful it is. You know, this demonstration is going to do a lot for people, especially the ones that's watching. It's going to be played on all platforms, especially YouTube. So if you guys want to see the visuals, you got to go tap into the P.E.G podcast on YouTube. Look, check her out. But like, I want to know more because that's so crazy. Just off of the package.
Just off of it. Just from the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It's already not good for your body.
Absolutely. Well, let's keep going. I'm going to do what's called a wet dry test. And I want to show you false advertising, first of all. This is the over-the-counter brand. This says, hopefully I can show it better. It says 9 hours leak guard protection. Can you see that?
Yeah,
see it.
9 hours.
Okay, that's this one. All right, I'm going to take 50 milliliters of water and place it on both of these. So I'm going to start with the over-the-counter brand. And like I said, I'm just placing 50 milliliters of water.
This is crazy.
I'm going to take 50 more milliliters of water. I'm going to place it on the Rain Feminine Care product, which is the brand that I use. And just in case you were wondering why she uses 50 milliliters of water, that's because per the medical community, the average woman's feminine flow is 50 milliliters. And I know, that we're just doing an average, but for this demonstration, we'll go with that. Now, let me ask you a question. Did you know that over 600,000 women annually have hysterectomies in the United States?
No, my auntie had one.
My mother and her wife, both of them got hysterectomies in their 40s because their flow regular and it was too heavy for them to be able to manage.
Okay. Well, did you know that of that 600,000 annually, 70% of those are women of color?
No, I didn't.
No, did not know that.
Okay. Well, I believe it's a direct result of our feminine care, because I don't know if you remember this, but years ago, it used to be an anomaly to have a hysterectomy. It was like, okay, out of all of the problems that I've had in the evolution of feminine care, this is the last step. I've done all the things that I can do to avoid having this. And now, look, we done been through all this. We know it's time to have a hysterectomy. However, now that's the first option that a lot of doctors offer women is you should have a hysterectomy. And that makes no sense, especially for women who have never had children and that want to have kids, or just period. Why should that be the first option?
That's crazy.
Women need to,
heavy, that was like stopping her everyday life to where she had to get the hysterectomy. And she had 2 children before that. Yeah. But like about the ones that didn't even have a chance.
Yes. And that's so sad. But even if you've had children and so forth, why should it be the first option? Like the first option on the table? We have got to start asking questions. and getting that second and that third opinion. I'm not saying that hysterectomy is off the table. I'm just saying it shouldn't be the first option. That's just unreal. But it's happening more and more because, when you have a hysterectomy, it's like you change the basic anatomy of your body as a woman, because you're taking something away that you were born to have as a woman. Hysterectomy, you're removing that. So it can be a big adjustment. And I'm not saying that it's not something that you should do, but again, just question the first option. Women, think about it.
It shouldn't be your first option. Basically, try to find more options. And then if it comes to where it's more serious, then look at hysterectomy.
I believe that because as a kid, I had trouble just even adjusting to my cycle. Like everything we tried got worse and worse. And we went to the doctor when I was having a cyst on my ovaries. And that was the first thing they said to my mother. And my mother would not. Like she's the reason why today I haven't had a hysterectomy, because she said, one, I was too young, and two, she said that messes up your cycle, well, your monthly flow as a woman. She said she saw what her sister went through when she had it, and it was they had to do so much just to make sure she was okay. She was like, "You're too young." So I remember that, like as a kid, that was the first thing they said, like, "Oh, she's having problems. Her ovaries, a cyst on her ovaries, they're too big. Every time she have a cycle, we should do a hysterectomy." My mom cut that real short. She was like, "Nope. What's the next option?" And I actually, as a kid, was mad because I was like, man, I was like, I never have a period. Just take it away. I'm like, Mom was like, no, it does.
Kind of bad option, but
yeah, she's like, it does a lot mentally and physically, and you're never the same. She's like, more mature women can accept that than kids. So I think I thank my mother for not letting me go through that. More so than I did as a kid, because I was mad at first. I was like, no, ask me.
Your mom was very smart woman. Very smart.
Yeah. But
right,
what
I'm gonna
that you have yours.
Okay, mine is on this side. This is the over the counter. Okay.
No, what's the name of it?
I'm sorry. It's called Rain Feminine Care, and it's REIGN, Rain.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So wet dry test. I'm just gonna press down. This is the over the counter. This is the Rain Feminine Care. And I'm not being nice because I'm like, no, I don't want y'all to think she being nice. That's the product she uses. So ladies, you have to ask yourself, do you want to be wet or do you want to be dry? Okay. And here, look, 9 hours lead guard protection. I haven't even been on this podcast that long. 9 hours. This is why.
I think everyone know their line. If you ever use their products, this is not secure. But what options do you have? You don't have that many options.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
It would have saved a lot of high school embarrassments of tying your jacket over your waist. I think everyone knows about that. Just little accidents in school.
Well, I mean, it would have saved me, period, just at work, because, even going to work, I was bringing a change of clothes. I was changing my product every hour on the hour because I was flowing so heavy. It's an embarrassment. And, you asking the people that you trust, do you see anything? Is everything all right?
Walking away.
I'm so glad I can laugh about it now, because back then that was no joke.
I was probably embarrassing at the time, but like you said, making it more normalized that it's okay to go through it. And the product Rain, it definitely takes away from that embarrassment. Like, man, that's crazy.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm not done. I'm gonna take these apart and I'm gonna show you what's inside. So let me start with the over the counter. Yeah, I want to show you what's inside of both of them, because this is where you start to really understand when I talk about chemicals and toxins. Okay, so another visual. This is the top layer. This is wet and plasticky, and this is the part that we sit on. So it's just really wet and feels like plastic. That's that top layer. Okay, the next layer. Look at your faces.
It's like
that's like I wish I could have did a snapshot. Okay, do you see any color here?
The blue?
Yeah, that's blue dye. Ask yourself, why would there be blue dye in the most sensitive part of your body, another facial? Y'all went. Yes.
Didn't think about that.
No.
Didn't think about that.
Blue dye. Next layer. This is the absorbency strip. This is recycled newspaper that has gone through a 12-step bleaching process.
What?
Google dioxin, dioxin. It's known. The sanitary napkin companies know about dioxin, but from the studies that I've read, they say it's such small traces that it will not harm a woman's body. But I differ because I was the woman that had the chemicals, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm the example of the woman with the chemicals and the toxins that built up in her body because of using the same product. Because women, we are loyal to brands. We get that one brand and we use it.
Don't change it if it ain't fixed. Yep.
Yes. So I'm going to take this this absorbency strip and place it in another cup with 50 milliliters of water, and I'll check back later and see if it's absorbed anything. And I'm going to go to the bottom layer, which is the part that attaches to the undergarment. So this is basically plastic. It's a trash bag. It's a trash bag. And there are three things that cause yeast, and that's moisture, darkness, and heat. Okay. So if you have this trash bag holding in this recycled newspaper, this blue dye strip, this plasticky top layer, that's a recipe for disaster. You already have moisture because it's that time of the month. You got darkness because of the area that it's in. And then you have heat because during that time of the month, our body temperature goes up to 98.6 degrees. Do you ever wonder why, women like, it's hot down there. It's supposed to be hot. Your body temperature goes up when it's that time of the month. It does. It really does.
That is crazy, man. That explains, man.
Yes.
Out here capping on the product. I know that product, bro. I'm over here upset. I'm very upset because, like you said, that explains why so many women take shower. Like I know me, I take a shower all the time. My wife, we take more showers when it's that time of the month than any other time. We take a lot of showers being women. Then on top of month, that explains it. Why you feel weird.
It also is, okay, I'm so glad you said that. When it's that time of the month, I take even more showers. Okay, I'm a caveat this. It's going to sound funny, but I got to put it this way. If you are a woman the way that you are, meaning you guys take showers every day, you take in multiple showers during that time of the month, then why do you accept the fact that you have odor during that time of the month? Did you ever question it was your feminine care?
Well, I think
not.
I just thought like
P.E.G. You said it's not your feminine care?
No. Did you ever question your feminine care?
No, I question the pH balance. I figure like with different girls are different on their period at different times. Like especially when I played basketball, I knew who was on theirs and who wasn't because of their I just thought it was their pH balance. Like, ooh, like don't go in that bathroom. She too strong. Or I knew exactly who was on when at what time because of their. I just thought it was their pH balance. I didn't take it any other way than that.
It could be that as well. But if you're a clean person taking showers like you're supposed to, and you're having odor, you need to question your feminine care because we think it's us. We think, it's that time of the month, we're just going to have to deal with odor. Why? That right there, this recycled newspaper and the plastic and the dye, all that is what's causing the odor. But when you have a quality product, so many ladies try this product and the first thing they say is, I don't have an odor anymore. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have had an odor in the first place.
Right. Because we think that's normal, but it's not. I thought it was normal. You thought it was normal?
We normalized toxic.
We did. Toxicity now normal.
That's okay. Let's dig into this because I took the other one apart. Let me take this one apart so you can see what's inside.
And
so this
I definitely want to tap into it on YouTube with the P.E.G podcast to see the visual. It is blowing our mind right now. What's in our feminine cut? Man, this is for your daughters, your grandmothers, your sister, everyone. Definitely tap in if you're a woman. You want to know how to protect yourself during that time of the month.
Okay. This is the top layer. This is just you know, it's a top cotton layer that's got holes in it, okay? And it's very soft and it's dry. Remember this, breathability is key. You need breathability in your sanitary napkin from the part that attaches to the undergarment all the way through the top layer that you sit on. Breathability, okay? That's key. Natural cotton, okay? Now, this is our absorbency strip, which includes a total of 7 layers of cotton. There's actually 8 with that top layer that I just showed you, but there's a total right here of 7 layers of cotton, and mixed in between each is polymer, which is what's in baby diapers. It's a very high grade polymer, and it's kind of cool to the touch. And that helps because of our temperature going up during that time of the month. You don't feel the coolness, but it kind of helps. It's kind of like a temperature gauge. It helps with that. And it's just these 7 layers of cotton. This is 8 mixed in with high grade polymer. Okay. I'm going to roll this up, place this in another cup filled with 50 milliliters of water, and I'm going to go to the bottom layer. Okay. This bottom layer, actually, you can see it better right here. Do you see the lines in this product? Okay. That means it's breathable. Okay. If I was to place a tea kettle underneath, steam would come through the top. Again, breathability. And it's not plastic. I can grind this up into my compost. It's good for me. It's good for you. It's good for the environment. Now, something you may not have noticed was this graphene strip that was inside it. At the very top of the product, it's a graphene strip. Okay, and it's in everything. It's in all of our panty liners, all of our sanitary napkins, everything. Have you heard of graphene?
No, I have not.
Okay, no problem. Well, you probably have heard of graphite, which is what's in a pencil. Okay, well, if you take graphite and you break it down to 10 layers or less, it becomes graphene. Graphene is bendable, movable, pliable. It's used in a lot of different things, to include bulletproof vests, paint to illuminate a room. And it's funny, you probably like bulletproof vests. Well, that's because graphene is known as the thinnest material known to man, yet stronger than anything known to man. So it really is an anomaly, but it is a Nobel Prize winning technology. It was founded in 2004 by 2 physicists who won the Nobel Prize in 2010. So you can actually Google graphene. Okay, it's real. And it's basically vibrational energy. What that means is that it's always conducting, it's always alive, it's always moving. And when somebody tells me something is always or never doing something, I always have to test the theory, because I'm like, always and never, that sounds like a lie. So I'm going to test the theory, and I'm going to actually use a current of energy. But just as far as graphene, it's a carbon-based type of energy. So you can find energy in a lot of different things. I'm from Oklahoma, born and raised. We have huge windmills that produce energy. So that's a form of energy. Also, a water dam like the Hoover Dam, that's a form of energy. But I'm just going to take this 7-watt light bulb. It will not light up a kitchen, 7 watts. And I'm going to wet this, because if it was that time of the month, it would be wet. And I'm just going to place it in my hand. And if it's always conducting, always, then I should be able to get this too. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, what? What? Light bulb?
I'm going to place it on my other hand so you don't think I have a magic trick going on.
No, the light bulb is on without plugging it up to a lamp.
So that means it's always conducting. It's always alive. It's always moving. Now, how does that benefit your feminine care? Let me explain it to you. Graphene is always helping balance pH. It's always helping to regulate feminine flows. It's always helping remove heat from your core. Our body temperature goes up to 98.6 degrees. It's helping remove heat from your core. It's also helping with women that deal with incontinence, that may be past that stage in their feminine flow life. So they may be dealing with some issues like myself. I'll be honest with you. I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy in 2011, but he laid on my bladder. So sometimes when I sneeze or when I cough, I tinkle a little, but nobody knows, because I'm wearing those rain panty liners.
That's the jumping jacks is at the gym. That's
hers.
I can't do it.
Yeah, when she first did it, she was like,
let's try something that doesn't involve jumping, please.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't. That's funny though. Well, this will help with that. And it also helps in the sense that if you look at graphene under a microscope, it has an atom. If any type of bacteria comes into contact with that atom, it's going to slice it in half. So graphene is a 99.9% bacteria killer, which is why a lot of women don't deal with issues with odor and things that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, this so dope, bro.
Now, remember I talked about detoxing, and I talked, I went to my doctor and she told me you have, chemicals and toxins built up in your body, you need to detox. And so, I was like, wow, what type of product can I use, to detox? Didn't realize with graphene, that's helping detox your body. So I got cups of water everywhere, as you will notice. I've got this cup of water here in this glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dilute this. So it's clean water. Do you see that it's clean?
Right, it's clean water.
All right, I'm going to take this distilled iodine solution and I'm going to turn it brown. So now you see that the color has changed and it's brown. And then I'm just going to take this graphene strip. I'm going to place it inside and I'm going to stir it up.
Bruh, did you see that?
But here's the thing, even their color didn't even change.
No, the color did not even change. It just took away the color that she put in the water.
Mm-hmm.
That will explain why odor, that is always cleaning us, and it should be that way.
It's the toxins in it that makes you smell.
We should demand.
Well, you should absolutely. And you know what? It's funny you mentioned that because I'm going to be a little graphic again, but this is the only way I can say it. I noticed that when I started using Rain Feminine Care, the actual color of my flow started to change. Like literally, like it was brown before that. And when I went to my doctor, she was like, yeah, that's because that's like old feminine flow. It's like trying to get out, but you need fresh feminine flow. And now it's red, which is the color of your feminine blood. That's what it's supposed to be. But that's because of the graphene that's actually detoxing your body. And I use the panty liners as well, because when I'm not on my cycle, I use the panty liners. They are so important to me. I tell women that don't wear panty liners to use them at least 7 days before your cycle, because it's getting your body used to the graphene and that time of the month, so that, it doesn't have to do all of the work just during that cycle time. You actually have some, and then something else that our panty liners and pads are going to do, no matter what, they're going to always keep you clean, fresh, and dry. Every woman deserves that, to be clean, fresh, and dry. That's just so important. And, with the black pack that I mentioned, it's very, very long, has double wings, very thin. I love it. And a lot of other women have told me that they love it for the same reason. It helps keep you feeling feminine during that time of the month, because how many of us have walked around acting like we were in a diaper? I mean, literally, that's what you feel like. You feel like you're wearing a diaper.
On the back of your
it's so uncomfortable.
It's just unconsciously like, I hope this,
like nobody, especially if you wear tight pants, you're like, I hope nobody can see this through my tight pants.
You touching it, you can feel like, I wonder, hope no one else feels, sees it. Yeah, that's very true.
That was my right there, just to see it itself. Like I will say, the demonstration,
the light bulb blew me away.
The light bulb blew me away too. Like I knew that this was gonna be very beneficial. I kept telling my wife, like, you gotta be. She's always about the organic stuff.
I am. I even I don't use the same ones because I'm trying to find one that fits me, that is moving towards the organics. So I tried the 100% cotton, but then again, the absorbency is the issue. So it could be 100% cotton, but at the same time, they don't hold on the absorbency side. So that's where I was trying to find, okay, I want organic, but then I also want you to be able to protect, and I can be dry as well. So Rain, it fits all categories.
Well, let me say this real quick. Rain is not organic. Okay. And the reason, and I say that, and I want to be upfront with that, because when the company first started to develop feminine care, they did a feasibility study, and they took 50 women across the United States, just in different areas, and basically said, we want you to try product A and B. Product A was the all natural brand of this, and the other was a proprietary blend, which is just cotton. It's just not organic cotton. It's just cotton, natural cotton. And all 50 women chose B. And the reasons varied. Some said that it was like a little bit too organic. It kind of like fell to pieces. Some people said it gave them rashes. It had itching, stuff like that. Some others said it just didn't absorb the way the other one did. So nevertheless, it's not organic, but it's still natural cotton, and it's just a proprietary blend. That's all it is. It's got the polymer in it. And I wanted to go back to that over-the-counter brand and show you, because we've been talking all this time, and I wanted to see if it had absorbed anything. Still wet. So that's what we deal with, and that's why women wear tampons. But don't fall for the okie doke with tampons, because the same stuff that's in these over-the-counter sanitary napkins is in the tampons. The only difference is that you're inserting it inside of you, and the toxins can get into your bloodstream a lot quicker.
First. Mm-hmm. So does Rain have a brand of tampons, or are they working on it, or are they strictly liners and pads at the moment?
They only do pads and panty liners, and I don't ever foresee them doing the tampons because of toxic shock syndrome, one, which is a component of a lot of tampons. That's something that can happen. And also, tampons do not allow a woman to fully feminine flow. And that's evident by a lot of women who switch from tampons to our product. It takes them a bit of an adjustment period. They're like, I'm flowing heavy like the first 2-3 months. And we're like, just hang in there, because the problem is you didn't fully flow when you were using tampons. And now your body's detoxing and flowing the way that it should. So it may take them a little longer to kind of level out and adjust to the product. Also, this is not a cure. As I said before, I still have cramps. But I don't cramp as much as I used to. They're very bearable. But for those like my daughter, who's now 15, but she started her cycle when she was 13, I started her on the panty liners when she was 12, because I just wanted her body to get used to it. And then when she started her feminine flow at 13, I asked her back in like January of when she was 14, I asked her, I said, hey, are you dealing with any cramps or anything? Because, it's been over a year. And she was like, Mommy, what's a cramp? I was like, baby, if you don't know what a cramp is, you don't need to know, because Mommy has had enough cramps to last you a lifetime. So we don't even need to talk about it. Good. We're good.
Starting young, because as we know it, we were only used to certain brands. So just as far as starting them young and knowing what's the right brand, we can change the future and have us going the natural way. Because what are the benefits of, because you said that when women switch over to Rain, they have to, for 2 to 3 months, kind of wait it out so they can have a natural flow. So what is the difference between, I know a little more detail as far as the difference in the benefits of once you get to the 2 to 3 months, what is the natural flow supposed to be?
Well, it depends on a woman's body. Like I said, I used to flow all 7 days heavy, all 7 days. So yes, literally I would get out of the shower and it was there. I thought I needed a blood transfusion. That's how heavy I was flowing. For real. I was like, oh my God, I need to go to the doctor. I'm losing blood. There's a vampire in here somewhere that's, gonna be happy. That's all I know. But I need to get to the doctor. And I went, and they were like, no, you're fine. You're good. You're not even anemic. I'm like, well, you could have told me, because I thought I was. Nevertheless, I can't say what every woman will average out or level out as. It just depends on, their body type. It depends on what you eat. All that stuff is, it's not like, you just try it and everybody's going to get to a certain point. But for myself, I flow my first 2 days heavy. So I start on that black pack, and then my cycle goes down to where at the end of my cycle on the 7th day, I'm back on panty liners. So I'm like, I'll take that any day. I will take that any day. That is a blessing.
That's great. What would you say about the women that do have heavy flows? Because there are some women that do use the tampons and the pads. So what do you say about them that are scared maybe I may leak, because I don't have that tampon, but they want to try the products, or even just switch over to more of a healthier product?
They should definitely, research products out there. Rain may not be for everybody, but there are other brands out there that are good brands. I don't bash other brands, which is why I didn't say what the name of this one is, but I will tell of some good brands. Like the Honey Pot is a great brand. I love their feminine wash. That feminine wash that they have is the best. That blue one, the sensitive, feminine wash. That is my favorite. We don't carry feminine wash. So of course I looked for one. I found theirs, tried it, fell in love with it. I like, our pads better, but they still have, if you want to try their pads, I'm not knocking that. But I tell women to just try different things and make sure that you research your products. Make sure you look at the ingredients, research the brands, make sure that it's non-toxic and chemical free. There are other reputable brands out there that carry good products, but just be mindful of can't say the names, the ones that are traditionally over the counter that you're getting, and you're not even checking the packaging. You're not looking for expiration date or manufacturer date. You're not looking to see ingredients. You're just picking something up and using it. And when you are having heavy feminine flows, cramping, do not assume that it's you. Assume it's your sanitary products and question it, research them. You can do this demonstration at home. You can take your feminine care apart and look at it and see what's in it. You really can. I know it's not something everybody would do, but you can do it.
Right after.
Yeah, we actually be talking about it a lot because I swear we be in go mode until the week before our period comes on, and it's like we're more sleepy, more snacky, and more in pain. And then when those times come, it's boom, extra tired and sleepy, extra, and it's like, bro, we always be like, what's wrong with me, man? Look at the time, you be like, man, bro. It's like we be on a go, and then that one we're out, we like, man, everything gotta slow down a little bit, and then she doesn't like that. I don't like that. Like we be trying to go to the gym, and that sometimes prevent us too, because sometimes that, like you said, a heavy flow can be a little overwhelming. Trying to get a workout.
So, I love squats, and
she loves squats, and so doing
the gush during the squat. Oh my God, you need that black pack.
That is dope. I really love the demonstration that you did today, and just being able to share that resources. And you also created your foundation behind this, right? Was it because of but explain to people more of the mission that you had decided, like, I'm gonna create a foundation for Finnie Care.
Yes, Dr. Finnie Care LLC was established in March of 2000. And I have a CAGE code and my small business certification, so I'm pretty excited about that. But the goal is to actually, promote women's health and awareness. I want to not just provide a solution to the problem, but educate on the ingredients and the harmful ingredients in many of our over-the-counter sanitary products so that women can make smarter choices. I think the problem is, again, we go into the store and we don't intend to make bad choices. We go in with the best intentions because we're just looking for our feminine care for that time of the month. And then you pick this product up and you use it. And then lo and behold, you're having all these problems, and we assume it's us, but we've got to change that mentality to get women to understand that it's not them. It really can be your product. Let me back up. If you're not taking showers like you're supposed to and handling your business, it might be you. Okay.
Yeah.
I just got to be real. But if you are doing what you're supposed to do during that time of the month and not during that time of the month, because, it all goes together. I mentioned all the food that you eat, drinking more water, all that type of stuff. It goes hand in hand. Then you really need to question your feminine care, because we suffer in silence, and it just doesn't make sense for us to keep going through this, because I want to change a generation of women. I want women that are going to be like my daughter, who have never had cramps before. Imagine.
I wish I could say that today. What is a cramp? I wish I knew how that felt. Yeah.
When she said that, I was like, that was just a mic drop moment. I was like,
like about a bunch of women, everybody would have paused, like, you don't know what is?
Yeah. Everybody would have said that. You don't know what is? Yeah, because it was like, there could be other young girls that we could introduce this product to that can also say, Mommy, what is a cramp? That's what I want. That is what I want Dr. Finnie Care LLC to be able to promote. And I want to be able to give product. I'm looking to, do a lot of our fundraisers and donation drives so where we can give product to these transition centers. I know a lot of women who have been dealing with, abuse in homes, and they're trying to get out of these relationships. And when they leave, they have to leave with the clothes on their back. So they're not thinking about feminine care. So why can't we have rain already there in the facilities? So they don't have to worry about that. You know, that's one less thing they got to try to grab on the way out the door when they're trying to get out of this abusive relationship, or even in the shelters. Women ain't thinking about feminine care when they go into a shelter. They thinking about, I just need something to eat. I need a roof over my head and a bed to lay in. So why can't we have feminine care already there for them and a good quality product? I would put all the black packs because that's what they need. They just need the black pack because that's going to get them through. That's heavy duty coverage right there.
Tap into the military too, especially when we go overseas. We was overseas. There was a lot of people that sent care package to us, especially to the USO. And what they stressed a lot when, especially because a lot of prices over there is crazy. You pay like 5 to 6 for tampons or pads here. It's like $10, $9 there. You looking at the prices like, ooh, I'd pay that less over. But what they did was a lot of people were sending in boats or sending packages, and the USO would put them in the box. So you had the feminine care for women, you had feminine care for men, you had shower gel, toothbrush, and it was all in packages. You can go open the and just go get you some. And I like how they didn't hide it to the world, like, oh, we're gonna put it over here to the back. It was right there by the guys. So they understood what was going on too. And like you said, being able to put it into the military, because overseas, we ain't thinking about that. We think about on the go. You know what I'm saying? We're not thinking about, oh, I got to have the right tampon. But what we are thinking about, oh, let me grab some. You know, you never see a female walk anywhere without a tampon or a pad. That's what they teach us in boot camp. Like, put it in your pocket on your pants leg. So you stick you some in your pocket, or stick you some right here, you get to go. But always they had that product that you was just showing, and it's like
the product we can't name.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, women had the most problems with their periods. Mine's, I thought it was heavy over here. I don't even want to go back over there because it was time worth. And I'm like, why? And it was no why. I went to the doctor. They're just like, you just got a heavier flow. And I'm like, forget it. I was heavy when I got over here. What is it? Heavy? Can't nobody run through that. And we still has to be obligated to pass a PT test to be normal. It was people that was going to the hospital because they was really having problems with their feminine care, you know, and it was always their periods. It was not, I don't know anyone over there that had a normal period. Some would lose their period over there and then come back over here and it'd be just bad. And I'm like, why? I never understood why. Like, why does it do it? When you go overseas, it does switch. So that's something that you have to tap into, your hormones, your emotions, and then you got to deal with your period. And especially, like, I don't know if it's off, or I don't know if I'm being normal by being gone for so long. So that was like, that, on top of being there for the mission, being there for your soldiers, and being there for your counterparts, it was really heavy as a woman that I can say that I see not only myself but other soldiers run into was that period. Like overseas, that's what they was having problems. So many of us was dropping on a Monday or on a Friday because they can't come in because they're period.
Well, I would say that'd be the benefit of it because of the flow and being able to keep it warm, keep it cool, because especially the uniforms will probably have
and they said the temperature.
So just imagine how much it will help the hygiene or benefit hygiene better because of the heavy uniform.
I hate it. I took more showers. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how many people is comfortable when we was overseas saying, hey, I had a good time with my period. Black men, I hated it. I hated myself on that time because it was like, it's extra heavy and it's heavy throughout the whole week. I ain't have not one light, and I usually do. And it was more people. It didn't matter women of color or you wasn't a woman of color. We faced that. And it's like, well, the men know, but me saying it's heavier, they're like, get in line, we about to run.
They don't understand.
No, I'm not about to run. It's about to be dripping down my leg. They're like, ugh, get away. Well, I can be either descriptive or you can go let me change. So I think that's something that definitely could help, especially soldiers that's overseas, because we obligated to still do as much as men do, and our cycles are horrible. That's the only thing you see people really dodging out of PT for, besides the one that don't want to do it. But most people, most girls, most women, they dodge PT because of their period. And it's embarrassing. Like, I'm cramping and they're like, whoa, I got daughters, get back over here. That doesn't mean anything.
I'm pretty sure she feels the same way.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel sorry for her being your daughter. And when I got to go through it, so it's crazy just to like see that there's a product out there that will be able to help so many people, especially the women that's working, you know, moving around, being, they got to stay active. And we were just talking about that, how to actually be active during your period.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was like, man, this can't be this hard. You know?
Yeah, because I pushed through. I said, no, I'm going to the gym, and then it was leg day. And I was trying to do squats, and I was like,
the squats.
I was like, I'm gonna push through it. We got one more set, and I got to like the last set. I was like, I can't. I just gotta.
Yeah,
go
she gave me a little weird look right
can't.
at the end of the set. She gave me a little weird look. I'm like, wait, you okay?
You ready to go? No, I'm ready to go.
Like, you ready to go? You straight? Oh, you're not. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, no squats, no squats. Maybe just upper body. Let's just do upper body.
Yeah.
Days, yes. So there's definitely benefit.
Yes, man. And the Dr. Finnie LLC care, like that's dope. It's women out here caring about women, right? And we tear each other apart so much.
We do.
But we have women out here caring about each other, and they're women of color that wants to see all women come together. So you're just of being able to share their resources, Dr. Finnie, and I know that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gonna be able to share this with our daughters because we was talking about that too. Yeah, they already emotional. I don't think I can take it. I don't think I can take it.
Well, two things. I want to go back to the workouts and trying to make it through your cycle. One thing that graphene does, it actually helps increase your metabolism, and it does help increase energy. So think about that. It does help with that. Okay, it does.
Major check. That's all you have to do on increase metabolism and energy. You know, that's
yes. And then as far as, your daughters, I definitely would recommend at least, if you kind of think something could be up, and just start them on the panty liners, because it was beneficial for my daughter, because I had her on panty liners, and when she started her cycle, like I didn't find out till the next day. She was like, oh yeah, I started my period yesterday. I was like, what? She was like, no, it's all good. I had a panty liner on, so nothing happened. I was good. I took care of what I was like, why are you so calm? She was like, well, you told me what I needed to do. I was like, you are just a little too calm and too cool. I'm good. I took care of it. I'm good. I know what I need to do. I was like, is this my child? Because I'm like, what? You did what? Let me see. Girl, why are you telling me? What's wrong with you? She was like, what is wrong with you? Why are you so hyped?
It's just normal.
Yeah, it's normal to her.
But that's good. Normalizing.
It's good. And then, as far as, attitudes and stuff, I know that most men that have women that are on their cycles and vice versa, it's like, well, I'll give you an example. Somebody told me, they were like, my husband asked me if I was still using that product, that rain product. And I said, okay. And they said, yeah. And then a few minutes later, he was like, yeah, I need you to keep using that product, because, you just seem more pleasant now that you're using that product. I was like, oh, so we got better attitudes during that time of the month when it's okay. We'll take that.
You got the energy, your metabolism moving. You ready for the day.
It's not a bad day.
It's not a bad day. I'm dry. I'm absorbing. It's done. So where can I get rain? Where are they available?
You can go to drfcare.com, drfinnecare.com, and purchase them. They are only online. They ship within 1 to 2 business days. Very, very quick. I've never had anybody say my package came late. Matter of fact, they're like, oh my God, I looked up and it was at the doorstep. I'm like, yes, because basically it's like, well, we need to ship this yesterday because they probably need the product now. Yeah. So they rush to get the product to you. And it's shipping varies. It's not very expensive at all, maybe a couple of dollars extra, depending on how much, because it goes off of weight. But you can purchase them individually at $6 a package, or you can purchase them in bundles. Like we have a customer bundle with 4 products, and it's another bigger bundle that's got all 5 packs, and it's still $30 for the big pack, which is $6 a package. So they're not adding anything on. They're not trying to break the bank. Again, Black-owned sanitary napkin company out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Atlanta out here just crushing it, right? That's dope. That's dope. You used to live in Atlanta.
I did. Just relocated to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So much. Everybody be like, so this is Texas, not Atlanta. She'd have had so many people already, like, she'd have got like, be like, well, you know, in Atlanta, they don't run it like this. They actually run it like this, and the third. So I know. And one guy told her, like, well, this ain't Atlanta.
Oh,
But she, you know, like, Atlanta is like full of knowledge.
Yeah.
So they can't tell her anything sideways. She's like, well, it didn't work like that in Atlanta. So, well, show me this and show me that. And they can. There, bro.
Business. We be about it. It is business. I would say very good businesses, especially of color, women of color, men of color. I can say I've seen the growth of Atlanta. I've been there for almost 12 before relocating, and the growth, just seeing, and even rain, right?
Yeah, coming out of Atlanta. So it's like what's up? It's so much products and so much good services come out of there. It's able to spread it across the world. So the projects that you're looking to do to be able to help more women to be aware, or more women to be conscious about their feminine products.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I really want women to always consider this: choose wellness over illness. Because we choose illness all the time. You know, as I said before, you know, all that 21 years I was suffering in silence, I was still going to my daughter's dance recitals and dance practices, my son's basketball games and all the baseball games and stuff. I didn't miss a beat. I was still going to work, but I was suffering. And we do that as women. Take this one less thing off your plate that you have to deal with and invest in yourself. Get some good feminine care products that are going to work with your body, not against them. You'll always choose wellness over illness. You should always do that. Every woman deserves to be clean, fresh, and dry. Choose wellness.
Yeah. Is there anything, like, far as future-wise, are you looking to do that would help women with these products?
I don't have anything future-wise other than promoting the word of, you know, women understanding their bodies, making smarter choices, making better choices, and especially starting with the girls. If we can get the teenagers, those ones that are in middle school and high school, I really want to see this product in the school system, because I know there's a budget in these schools for feminine care, so that they can have it there in case the girls start their cycle, they can go to the nurse and get it. I really want this in the school. I want to see the black pack in the hospitals, because let's be real, women, whenever you have a baby, you are leaving with a sanitary napkin on. You're not leaving with a tampon. So this is what you need. You need this black pack.
I didn't even know. Maybe you just gotta birth out a kid. I didn't even know until
they have underwear specifically.
Yeah, I first started, like, when I saw how long the pad was, I was like, yo,
how thick it is.
It's thick. It's like, bruh.
Yes, it is.
Bruh.
It's a
original. I don't even know why.
You so saying thick. That the rain, the black can substitute for?
Absolutely. I have many women who use this product after delivery, and the doctors and the nurses are so amazed at how quickly their bodies are healing. And you know, they're like, oh my gosh, you're using something other than what we gave. You're like, yeah, we're using this black pack because we know graphene has this healing component that's going to work with your body and help get you back together the way you need to be, you know. So yes, I want to see this in the hospitals. I want to see the young girls in the schools with it. I want to see, you know, women make smarter choices. Oh my gosh. And whatever I can do. Yes, I'm sorry.
No, the graphite that's in the product is that what's killing people faster?
Yes, like yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's the graphene strip, absolutely. And it's in everything, even the panty liners.
That's amazing.
This was dope.
That's amazing.
Aren't you glad that you tapped into?
I'm so glad I tapped in with
I love every time y'all do that. Every time y'all do that, I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted her to tap in so hard with this because I'm telling y'all, I'm just gonna let y'all know, she gets on my nerves sometimes with this organic stuff. Like even our breakfast this morning was so organic. I'm just like, what else can you turn organically? I don't even know what else can you do. And she be talking about the products, like, I wish there was something else, because like I said, she's always trying to organic products, you know, trying to get away from what we know. I have a feeling like I was like, you just got to get on with Dr. Finnie. I just want to show you, get on. And I know now just by the look in her eyes, like she's probably going to be over there ordering when we get off.
Yeah, because I'm always coming with different packages. I'm like, I'm going to try this one. And I'm going to see if this one, now you said that has to be organic, but I love that it's beneficial to the body. Rain is beneficial to the body.
Yeah, and I would love to see it in schools. So we definitely have to work together as women and see if we can get these into the schools all over. Because that middle school kids, high school kids, and even colleges can be aware of.
There should be classes for schools, even in middle schools, of girls transitioning into it. Because I wish I would have had that presentation showing the difference between feminine products. I know to make the right choice, and it does. It's the same prices, so going and asking to buy Rain instead of those, it's not like they're having to create a new budget or come out of pocket. So I think that I can't wait to see the future of it. I'm excited because I'm a Rain.
Yeah, I knew you love Dr. Finnie, man. When once you said like I gotta show you about these Finnie products, I was like, oh, wifey she definitely be breaking stuff down. Like she quick to tell you like, oh, this is false advertisement. She is definitely from Atlanta. That's that New York all in her all day. All day.
9 hours. 9 minutes.
Yeah, Dr. Finnie, it was a blast. Let everybody know what is your social media again that they can tap into and see you on. Like, if y'all have not gotten that right now, she's gonna give it to y'all again. Let them know what your social media is again, so everybody can tap in with you.
Awesome, thank you so much. You can go to at Dr. Finnie, DrFinnie Care, Dr. Finnie Care on Instagram. You can check me out on Facebook. I'm at, Dr. Finnie. It's right there. You can just click on it. That's my business page. Other than that, you can go to drfcare.com if you want to look at all the products that we have, which is the sanitary napkins and the panty liners. Everything is $6 a package. Just a phenomenal product. But I caveat with, I'm not here to sell you on a product, although I am in love with this. I'm here to get you to hopefully make smarter choices and make better choices, because I want to see women live happier, healthier lives and stop choosing illness. Stop choosing illness, because y'all making educated decisions to choose illness. Choose wellness.
Yeah, this was dope. It was live, and man, we're definitely gonna continue to share this with the world. Dr. Finnie, we would love to have you on to the podcast again and keep sharing your story with so many people. So you guys want to see Dr. Finnie again, you gotta tap into the P.E.G podcast, available on all platforms. Shout out to iHeartradio for allowing us to have this platform. And look, if you want to see the actual visuals of what she just showed us today, not only just hearing it, you got to go check it out on YouTube. That's the only way you'll be able to see the visuals and check Dr. Finnie out, and you'll be able to get more access to her social media and who she is too. So look, I encourage everybody to go check on that. If you are a wife, a mother, a sister, even a brother, you want to make sure that you know how to take care and take care of yourself, right? Choose wealth, not illness. And it was a blessing. And nobody tell y'all today, tomorrow, and yesterday that they love y'all. Know that Char loves you. Dr. Finnie loves you. Look, Natalie, my wifey loves you. And look, we're here to help inspire you, empower you, and keep love spreading all over the world. So look, thank you guys for tapping into the P.E.G podcast. And we're going to see y'all later. All right. See y'all.